Good morning. My name is Mo Tusi. I'm the co-founder and chief commercial officer at Ondaka, where seeing is understanding. In addition to Plug and Play, we are part of the StartX Technology Accelerator Program out of Stanford University, but that is not why our customers love us. Nor is it because we've been referenced in the Journal of Petroleum Technology. And it's not because last month we won the Most Promising New Startup Award at OTC, although I would like to take the opportunity to pat myself on the back for that. Companies like Schlumberger, Caterpillar, and Marathon choose Ondaka because we get them to revenue 5 times faster. And how do we do that? Well, across the oil and gas value chain, people in the office, not necessarily this office, have a hard time understanding what's going on in the field. And people in the field have a hard time understanding what's being asked of them from their colleagues in the office. And to demonstrate this, let's do a quick little survey. What percentage of field engineering meetings in the oil and gas industry end inconclusively because of insufficient information? What percentage of these meetings end inconclusively because of insufficient information? So by show of hands, how many people think fewer than 25% of engineering meetings end inconclusively? Less than 25%? How about over 25%? How about over 50%? How about over 75%? So this is awesome to see, because when we talk about this in Silicon Valley, nobody understands the problem. But talking about it here in Houston, the answer is that over 70% of these meetings end inconclusively because people don't have the information that they need to answer the questions that they have. And it kind of boils down to your brain. You know, there's this problem of knowledge accessibility, but at the end of the day, we are largely visual creatures, and it would be appropriate to mention here at this medical facility that over 2/3 of the neurons in your brain at any given point in time are firing in processing visual information. So the bulk of your brain's horsepower is around thinking visually. So if we handicap our people by not giving them a visual understanding of the problems that we're trying to get them to solve, then obviously they're going to perform less optimally. Ondaka solves this knowledge accessibility problem by combining physical asset data with informational asset data to create a unified record of reality. How do we do that? We start by creating the ground truth. We take our clients' photographs and their laser scans and create the highest resolution three-dimensional models, as built, in the industry. Our clients then label these models and annotate these models with whatever information is important and relevant to their teams. That could be wiring diagrams, standard operating procedures, service manuals, you name it. They all go into this site browser. And Ondaka's artificial intelligence layer understands the relationship between the documents and the underlying 3D models of their locations. So this is one of our client sites out in the Permian Basin. You can click on any of the subsystems around the locations to go to a ground level view. You can share information with your team. You can access information that's been shared. You can measure down to 1/10 of an inch. And for this client in particular, they produce about 12,000 barrels per day across 22 different locations. Their facility engineering team alone has realized 110 fewer trips to location per year. This is a small independent, 110 fewer trips per year. I don't know if any of you go out to the Permian, but I do, and given an opportunity to not drive on a West Texas road, I vote for that. And that's what we're enabling here. This is the Schlumberger team in the DJ Basin using Ondaka augmented reality tools to understand well pad life cycles. They're sharing this technology with permitting regulators and with stakeholders This is the Schlumberger team here in Houston, walking through lockout, tagout procedures in augmented reality, out of harm's way. They can take their employees and their green hats through all of their procedures without actually having to be on location. We've got a solid team from some of the top brands and universities in the world. We've got a solid group of advisors. Ooh, that is not my deck. That's this guy's computer. The advisor slide there should show folks from Noble and Gulfport and Hillcorp. We're Ondaka. Seeing is understanding. And if any of you would like to take a tour of a Permian facility, come see me in the back corner, and I'd be happy to roll it out for you. Any questions? Don't be shy. Yes, ma'am. Question is it real-time data? So yes, we've done API data integrations where we can pull IoT and SCADA on top of these models. So the images themselves are not real-time, but all of the annotations are real-time. Yes, sir.
Are you looking to incorporate the augmented reality goggles, et cetera?
So the question is in regards to augmented reality goggles. I would take that a step further to say that Ondaka's approach has been to be hardware agnostic, that we want all of this content to be migratable across multiple platforms. Today it's computer, mobile, and doing a lot of the AR stuff on tablet. We have built VR-specific content for Schlumberger. But honestly, most of the interest in the market has not been associated with wearables. Big guys with big money have disposable income to spend on that, but most of the mid-sized independents that we're working with aren't necessarily at the wearable stage yet. So the intention is for whichever hardware ends up being the breakthrough, we want to build for that. Yes, sir?
What's your experience with multiple sequential data sets and automatic identification of differences over time?
In terms of the visual recognition or in terms of the content that's associated with those? Yeah, so actually I have some demonstration stuff I can show you in the back around some of the work that we're doing with Ondaka and, I'm sorry, with Caterpillar and doing diff analysis in their lease equipment over time. So we've applied it in heavy equipment with the intention of moving it to oil and gas, but we haven't done the oil and gas bit just yet. Any other questions? Too bad, my time's up. We can talk, maybe we can talk after. Thank you.